think when people think of abundance, and certainly when I first started out on this journey, I was thinking of it as, oh, it'll unlock the floodgates to money pouring in, and I'll suddenly be super wealthy. And actually, what I've noticed is while we're tuning into this and then also doing my daily practices of opening up my heart to abundant flow of life source, that actually abundance comes in unexpected ways when we're not necessarily looking for it or expecting anything. In fact, it's better to let go of all expectations and let life show you, let life reveal things. Welcome to the weekly brew at Redefining Success. Welcome, Iona.
Welcome, Emma. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, everyone. What's brewing this week? Apart from my croak, I've got a slight croak in
Yes.
my throat. Yeah, there must be other things brewing than that.
So, what is brewing for us, as always, is what sits at the center of our business, which is unlocking the core of abundance, our porridge pot.
Yes.
And I love that we have gone on this journey, this adventure to unlock the abundance that sits at the core of who we are, which is our creativity. And we've kind of gone into this as an experiment because we know it's there
Yeah.
and we haven't quite unlocked it yet, but we can feel it. And we absolutely know that if we continue consistently on this journey, saying to the universe, we want the keys to unlock abundance, to unlock the fullness of, I almost feel it like inside our cells and our DNA, to unlock that fullness, that creativity, knowing that life is can be sparked and overflow out of us. And if it's possible for us, it's possible for everyone.
Yeah, that's right. I'm noticing that as we go more into this, I've started to notice the little things that are coming in as abundance, like things that I think when people think of abundance, and certainly when I first started out on this journey, I was thinking of it as, oh, it'll unlock the floodgates to money pouring in, and I'll suddenly be super wealthy. And actually, what I've noticed is while we're tuning into this and then also doing my daily practices of opening up my heart to abundant flow of life source, that actually abundance comes in unexpected ways when we're not necessarily looking for it or expecting anything. In fact, it's better to let go of all expectations and let life show you, let life reveal things. And so I've had things like bargains that I unexpected bargain or an unexpected low price deal. So there's things like that that are showing up, an unexpected windfall that have taken me by surprise. And it's like, wow, okay, this is abundance. This is the universe showing me. And I think when we start to notice these things that might have ordinarily not been in our radar, that the more we notice them, the more we open up, the more the doors open. And I think beginning to kind of have an understanding of how this works on an experiential level, not just,
Yeah,
not just an intellectual level of what everybody talks about.
yeah. And I love that we're both feeling this because it's not just money that
Mm,
flows in to support us. It's all of life is
yeah,
here to support us. All of the fabric of life, and it can come in so many different ways. And what I've experienced myself is noticing, so say my car breaks down and there's a massive bill to pay on my car, and how am I going to do this? How am I going to get a new car? And so firstly noticing the fear, but then
yeah,
relaxing and saying, it's okay. I'm held in the flow of life. The universe has got me. And when I let go of the fear and I go back into that flow and that place of trust and relaxing my body, then what bubbles up is just miracles, things that come to me, insights on actions to take or sudden offers from people saying, hey, I've got a spare car, you can have it, which has really happened to me. So this is the second experience I've had with my car, which is just one example. But who does that? Who just gives away a car,
Yeah.
to some random stranger? I hardly knew this person. So it's that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I love the opening of my heart every time it happens, the gratitude that I feel that, oh my gosh, this is life just supporting me in ways that I need so that I always have enough.
Yeah.
Might not be the way that I think, like having a Ferrari or staying at a top hotel, but I have enough for my needs to meet my
Yeah.
needs. And as you say, Emma, there's something about the more that we notice that and the more that we're in that flow and in that place of trust and relaxation, in that flow, that we are saying we trust it and therefore we open to more of it. And it
Yeah.
starts to generate this circular flow of abundance, which we're both feeling. I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. Yeah, it's really amazing, isn't it? And I got a little windfall this week for some work I did years ago, which was for free. And then suddenly some money came my way as a result of that. And I think that's really blown my mind a bit because I was doing my practices, opening my heart, and in having a curious, almost like what I would call a curious meditation, where I'm in that meditative state. My heart is open, and then I let my mind go into like the curiosities of the dreamscapes. And I was one, and when I did that, I saw a pile of money fall in front of me, and I thought, yeah, I thought, okay, I'll trust that, but I've got no idea why that's just fallen in front of me because maybe that's what I'm imagining, what I'd like to happen, or I don't know. But then, boom, I got this little windfall,
Mm.
and I feel so grateful. And I feel that I'm like, okay, this is how it works. It's
Mm.
not a path that I plan out because how can I possibly know what the universe is wanting? The universe has its own wisdom. And my job is to open up as much as I can and let go of expectations, let go of
Mm.
plans, of ideas, let go of any preconceived notions I might have about how we make money or how we are supported in things that we need. Like you're saying, it's not just money at all by any means, actually. And I think I'm really learning that. It's how we're completely supported and
Mm.
it's in its totality. And actually, the flow of money is only one aspect of that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so there's a shift in awareness and consciousness and knowing for me about that. Like, oh yeah, this isn't just a path for money. This is a path for the whole totality of what we're doing, what we're bringing, how we support ourselves, each other, our families, and our needs. And then also what we want. We're not saying we don't want things or have ideas, dreams, wishes, goals. We do. But
Mm.
we have those held in a vision, but we don't know how that they're going to manifest. We just know
Yeah.
we're showing up. We keep showing up. We keep bringing what we're bringing. And I think
Mm.
that's the key, isn't it? This showing up consistency. When
Yeah.
if we feel a resistance or an obstacle, we don't back off and think, "Oh, I can't do that." Then no, we show up again.
Mm. Yeah, and I think it's about, they talk about the merging of spirit and matter to come into a union. And if
Yeah,
you think of the human body, the human experience as the matter piece, and it is about, in the beginning, using our will, us coming together and saying we're going to meet every week, we're going to create videos, and that consistency it's that human spirit that's saying it's almost calling to spirit and saying we want to be met, we want to know, we want the door to be open to us. And
yeah,
there's that saying in the Bible, knock and the door shall be open, but it's that persistent knocking, like we want to, this is what we want to know, this is what we want to seek. And what we're doing is taking that focus and putting it on abundance. And with that focus, where energy goes or where attention goes, energy flows.
yeah,
So as we're focusing on abundance, as we're keeping our heart open to the present and what we noticing, we can be grateful for what is coming in the smallest ways. And you've mentioned the signs and the symbols, being open to those.
Mm.
And I've really been seeing a lot of ladybird, which for me is a sign of luck. And I saw it at your house the other day on the
Yeah.
wall. And just the joy of seeing more ladybirds and repeated signs of that. And the joy of being open to what the universe is bringing, in however
Mm.
small or however big, and also that chance to give from that place of abundance and not hold a poverty mindset, but oh, I'm receiving from the universe. How can I give back, even in the smallest of ways? Because when I do, I'm contributing to that beautiful flow, and it makes me feel good and it opens my heart. And doing that, it's like more. We're saying we want more of that, we want more of that, and more
Yeah.
comes. And it's a beautiful place to live in, this flow of
Yeah.
abundance. It's a joyful place. And as you've mentioned, the persistence. It's not always easy. It does feel heavy sometimes. At the moment, I've been feeling that heaviness of, wow, I've got a lot to do. There's been so much we've had to learn about technology and how we do this. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of work, and at times it feels, wow, it is a lot to learn. It's a lot to carry, but there's something about just take the next step. Just
Yeah.
keep taking the next step. Can I do the next step? Instead of feeling overwhelmed. And that consistency is that not saying to the universe, we want to know abundance, we want to know abundance. And that gets rewarded, I feel, that
Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah, it really does. And yeah, when you're saying about keep showing up and that we've, some of it feels heavy, I think we've definitely discovered that most roads are a heavy no road. So especially with technology and with things like opening business bank accounts, things like that, there's been a lot of that's not the right road, that's not the right, and it when you hear some like people go for auditions and they say you'll get a million no's before you get a yes.
Yeah.
I think it's the same thing. It's like finding what's right for you, what's the right bank
Mm.
account, what's the right tech, what's the right platform, what's the right, I don't know, road to take that day.
Mm.
It's really trusting that we are held even when it feels like, oh, really? We have to keep going down this road only to get another closed door, because one road will be the right road for us.
Yeah.
But that
Yeah.
one road is our road. And so we're sort of navigating sometimes without a torch, it feels like.
Mm.
And then sometimes, yeah, in fact, probably mostly as we start and we shuffle through the tech. That's particularly tricky for me in Iona because we're sort of learning it from scratch. So a lot of that feels like heavy weighted energy. But when it feels right, it's so joyful and delightful.
Mm.
We're just like, wow, we
Mm.
feel like getting up and rocking out to
Mm.
AC/DC. Well, that's me.
And my son. Yeah, so there's a difference between, being in the flow where it's right and things are moving and flowing. There's also from the I Ching, is one of the hexagrams is difficulty at the beginning. And this is
Yeah,
about when you start things, there is this learning curve. There is, it does take effort, it does take showing up and commitment to consistently showing up. So, and while you're doing that, of course, feeling out for what is the easiest route, where does the water want to flow through these
yeah,
rocks? How can I find that place of flow and ease within all that I'm trying to learn and carry and show up? So yeah, it's like getting that balance between this natural, I'd say resistance, but it's like what we push against as we're
yeah,
growing. It's like a seedling coming through the earth. There's a
yeah.
bit of resistance because it's coming into something new.
That's right. Yeah,
And so there's this natural, process of having to
like
expand,
jiggling.
yeah, having to
Yeah,
use our energy,
yeah,
which at our age in midlife it can sometimes be quite low.
yeah,
But yeah, so I'm with like sometimes feeling that process of what I'm holding and the what life's asking me to push through to meet, let's say, rather than push through to meet,
Yeah,
because there's a sweetness in that meeting,
that's true. Yeah.
and sweetness, as you say, that joy in the
Mhm.
breakthrough.
Yeah.
And I'm really I went hiking with my son up in Scotland last week, and he's a Marine, so he really knows how to hike quite vigorously, let's say. And it was a huge task for me to overcome this whole range of mountains, 7 hours with about 15-minute break the whole day. But he kept saying, because I was struggling to keep up with him, and I kept stopping, trying to get my breath, putting my hands on my head, like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can do this. And he said, don't stop. So you can slow down as much as you want, but just keep taking the next step, because we had to get back before dark, and that was so helpful to me. It's I can slow down, I can go at my own pace, I can listen to my body, but I'm going to keep taking the next step. And it was this beautiful marrying of the masculine, just diligently continuing to the destination, as well as being with my body and slowing down to meet what it's capable of. And I love that union of, you know, going towards something, as well as the softness of meeting how you want to get there in a way that's in alignment with your own energy.
Yeah, that's really lovely. And actually, that's the energy that takes us through difficult times as well, isn't it? That no matter
Hmm.
what we're going through, we we can come into ourselves, recognize what's going on in our bodies, take a breath, and put that one step forward.
Yeah.
But do it at our own pace,
Hmm.
and know that we're still showing up. We're showing up for
Yeah.
ourselves and for the world and for the
Yeah.
universe and for each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that, I mean, that's really profound medicine,
It
really.
is.
Yeah.
And I love that you say we're showing up for ourselves, because, of course, there's the hope that what we do inspires others,
Yeah.
and that we can contribute our gifts in some way. But ultimately, we all here to expand as souls, and our ultimate responsibility is to be the brightest light that we
Yeah.
can be. Because in being our brightest light, that is the greatest way that we can benefit everyone around us. So it's like we giving ourselves a platform and permission to have this opportunity to support each other, to bring through our light, to bring through our essence. And in doing so, hopefully, well, I know that will be of benefit to others. It
Yeah.
has to be.
And inspire others to do the same. And to
Hmm.
know that we're, we're two middle-aged women and we've still got so much juice in us and vitality in life. And we want to bring everything, all our knowledge, our wisdom, and working in this co-creational way. And we want to bring this to the world. And like you
Mm.
say, it's a glorious, beautiful, abundant experiment because we don't know where it's going. And
Yeah.
I hope it inspires other people to do the same, no matter where you are in life or what you're doing.
Yeah, and I found a beautiful quote by George Bernard Shaw this week, which was, "By the end of my life, I want to be thoroughly used up." And
I
it's
love
like
that. Yeah.
going out as a supernova, just
Yeah.
fully giving ourselves permission to experience what is it like to, when we fully support ourselves and support each other, to plod through the
Mm.
darkness and try and, find our essence, our core note that just is perfect for us,
Yeah.
bring through our creativity. And it's a process. It's
It
not,
is. Yeah. It is a process. Yeah.
it's a journey of transformation, of
Yeah.
giving birth to our soul self.
Yeah. And we're transforming now, and I think it's very different to the way that certainly I was brought up, that there was fixed roles, and probably the generation before was even more so,
Mm.
but in terms of our grandparents, but certainly from my parents, they were very fixed. You get a job that sees you through life, and now there's so many different things. I mean, firstly, life isn't like that anymore. So then how do we adapt to it? How do we change it? How do we become it? How do we lead the way with it? All
Mm.
these things for all of us are available. And there's no definition particularly around anything anymore, which
Mm.
can mean sometimes you feel like you're afloat and adrift. And also it means everything's open for possibility, everything's up for grabs, everything's available. Creation is waiting to come
Mm,
through us, to be birthed,
yeah.
to be born, and to explode into the
Mm,
world and the
yeah.
universe.
It's
Love it.
such an exciting time to be alive. And I think
Yeah,
what I'm with as well is because because of that full possibility, that full potential that we have access to the full spectrum of light as well as the full spectrum of dark. So
yeah,
as much as there are those of us who are wanting to spin our light and to bring that joy and expansion, there will be those that are equally wanting to explore the dark and,
yeah.
you know, the opposite of that. But I feel
Although, I
like
mean, for
it's
me, the dark isn't necessarily a bad thing because everything's birthed from the darkness. The dark is a rich,
yeah.
rich soil. It's like the rich soil, the rich earth.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it's like in exploring all of that, it kind of, we take it into ourselves. It's our straw and we spin it into gold.
yeah,
We learn what we do want.
yeah,
And we all souls at different stages of our journey.
yeah.
So for me, it's about just focusing on what is this soul at this point in
At this
time
point,
wanting
yeah,
to bring through and supporting myself to fully do that and knowing that in shining my light as fully as I can is the best way that I can serve the whole.
yeah, yeah.
Mm,
So that's our work. And for all
mm,
those listening, maybe it's your work too. Who knows?
yeah.
We can all choose this, but yeah, there's a real key in there to unlock the shining of
Yeah.
ourselves, of our souls, of our brightness, of our light, and how we then bring that to the world.
Yeah. And I think what I love our journey so far, the key message that we've got is to follow our joy
Yeah, that's the
and
message, isn't
in
it? Follow our joy.
follow our joy because in following our joy, we naturally discover what we love, what wants to come through us.
Yeah.
And I love that question, what is your joy? So
What
that's
is your
something
joy?
that we can put out to all of you
Yeah.
watching. And we'd love you to share with us
Yeah.
what
What is
feels
your joy?
absolutely joyful for you to do, to be, what are the things that bring you joy in your life? And maybe, if you go and do those, explore them, what insights do you get doing them? What
Yeah.
comes to you? What touches your own creative note? We'd love
Yeah.
you to share that with us.
Yeah.
And
Share that. And
yeah.
even if it's 5 minutes a day, just take some time to be
Mm.
joyful.
Mm. And on that note, Emma is off to Greece next week.
Yes,
So we're
I
not going to
am.
be having a brew. All of
Thank
you
you.
lucky people on holiday in the sun, share with us where you're going. And please like and subscribe, like, share, and subscribe
Yes,
if
do.
you are enjoying what we're doing so that we can get some feedback and know that we're reaching you. And yeah, we're all expanding together.
Yeah.
So on that note,
On that
here's
note,
to
here's to redefining
redefining
success.
success. So much love.
So much love.
We'll
Bye
see
for
you
now.
next time.